Hard to believe it's already September 3rd. Even harder to believe that we are at episode 12 of the Demo Guys podcast. Welcome, everybody. I am Sam Kaplan, the founder of Brand Ambassador Consultants, joined by Jason Smith, the founder of Velocity Goats. Great show for you guys today. We've got our main event, the snack draft. If you guys follow our podcast, you know that Jason and I, every now and then, we like to do these drafts where we try to put the best team of a product group within a certain category. So this week we're doing better for you snacks. It's going to be very competitive. We'll take some notes, put it up for a vote here in the next day or two. You guys will be able to vote on LinkedIn to see who drafted the better team. But first, I want to let everybody know today's episode of the Demo Guys podcast is sponsored by our friends at PromoMash, which is literally what we use to run our demo programs. We're not just talking about it. We're in it every day, from scheduling and staffing to tracking demo results and making sure every store visit actually happens. PromoMash is a platform that helps us stay sane. Before PromoMash, it was spreadsheets, text, guessing, chasing down reps, all of that chaos. Now we've got real visibility. We know it's working, and our field teams actually feel supported. And we're not alone. Hundreds of the most well-known CPG brands are using PromoMash to grow their demo programs, scale their teams, and finally see some ROI. So if you're still juggling demos on Google Sheets, do yourself a favor and check out PromoMash. And if that wasn't enough, PromoMash also helps you clean up the back end, including deductions, measuring trade spend, and other financial results that are often getting overlooked. Go to promomash.com and let them know that Demo Guys sent you. So, Jason, before we get into the snack draft, the main event, we've got one headline that I want to discuss. It's going to be a shorter show, assuming the draft doesn't go long. But our headline this week that I want to discuss, energy. That's the big category. I think that's the category of the year. And Pepsi has acquired an even greater stake in Celsius. Just the other day was announced they've acquired an additional 5% stake in Celsius. That brings their total stake in Celsius by PepsiCo to 11%. PepsiCo now has an 11% stake in Celsius. This is on top of the original investment they made back in 2022, which was at $550 million. And this round, for the additional 5%, is $585 million. So it's a total of over $1 billion over the course of the last 3+ years that Pepsi has invested in Celsius. Jason, your thoughts?
Wow. I mean, it's, let's face it, the energy game is there. I mean, people rely on it. Celsius, I keep waiting for another, competitor to come in and take some of their share, but honestly, I don't see it. I still walk into my local Wegmans, things like that, K-Stacks everywhere. I mean, they're doing a good amount of business. I can see where Pepsi is interested in Celsius. I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah, Pepsi already has Rockstar. They've got some other energy offerings. I think one contender that you're going to see come into the space and really potentially take some of the market share from Celsius and other key players in the energy space is PHX, Phoenix, which was recently launched by 111 Brands. I think what really separates PHX, I've had an opportunity to taste it. From a taste profile, it's off the charts, but also it will be backed by Dave Portnoy and Barstool. Barstool has a great history of when regardless of what you think from a political perspective of Barstool, you look at their track record when they've gotten behind certain products, namely, what's it? High Noon. High Noon's the big one. They really put High Noon on the map. I don't know if High Noon would even be still in business right now if it wasn't for that partnership with Barstool, because there's so many vodka seltzers, vodka sodas out there now. But High Noon, with that branding, getting out in front with Barstool, really solidified their standing in the category. But I think PHX will do some damage. But, what I really would love to see from a growth perspective is a real big juggernaut be created in terms of a real better for you energy drink. And there's some great options out there. You look at Ardor, that's a good option. You look at, I love Zevious. Zevia has an energy line, not a soda line. They have an energy line, which I think is excellent. Jocko, I think, does a really good job. And there's other options out there, but I would love to see retailers, from a commercial perspective, really get behind it. Like when I go to Wawa, and it's 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, and I need an energy boost. I don't necessarily want coffee that late in the day.
Yeah.
But you look at their energy offerings and a lot of these other convenience stores, these C-store chains, it's just all garbage. So I think that there's really room for growth. It's going to take a lot of investment, but I think that the market timing is right for a better for you energy drink to come out and really take a lot of market share. There's a lot of players when it comes to better for you energy drinks, but they're not necessarily taking away market share from the big players right now. And I'd love to see that change.
Yeah, no, you mentioned some strong ones that I've seen, and another one that I'd like to bring to the table too is Accelerate, which has some backing from Travis Kelce, Libby Dunn, Kai Trump. It's I mean, at least they're influencers. I don't know how much they're involved with the brand itself. I'm very new to it myself, but like the ingredients, think it has potential. I did try one of the flavors. It was pretty good. So, I'm not a big energy drink person, honestly. It's, I just truly believe that amount of caffeine and the way and the form it's in is very hard on your adrenal glands and honestly to your detriment sometimes. But, if you need it, I get it.
I'm a caffeine junkie. I'm drinking it all day, every day. So for me, I couldn't survive without it. But we're now going to turn our attention to the main event. It's time for our snack draft. Jason and I are going to draft our respective teams of the best, better for you snacks in the industry right now. And, it's fantasy draft season. Fantasy football drafts taking place all this past weekend, going to be taking place tonight. In fact, Jason and I are in a league together. Jason has agreed to come on and join my neighborhood league. So excited for that. But we got our first draft of the day, and that is the snack draft. Jason, I'm going to let you do the honors.
All right. Well, I'm going to start this off with the only one that we crossed over, and we actually for the first time compared notes this time to make sure we didn't, double up on a brand, but it's Lesser Evil. Lesser Evil does everything right. I've probably housed a million of these bags.
You snaked that from me. I was ready to go, and then you snaked that pick from me. So good work there, Jason. That would have been my top pick too. So
how can you go wrong? You can crush the whole bag in like 500, 600 calories, and it's delicious, and it's so good, man. They did it right. And it's funny. I remember when I first found Lesser Evil, I called it Buddha Pop, and I'd literally go to Home Goods and places like that to find it because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And then fortunately I ran it, a good friend of mine, Ryan Burrios, who we both know, got on with him, and he's like, hey, by the way, we private label for somebody. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I started buying it there, but yeah, great product. Huge fan. So.
All right. With my number one pick, I'm going to go with Stellar Pretzel Brands. Dots Pretzels is just a juggernaut within the regular snack category. But, and I love how they taste. I'm not going to lie. I love Dots Pretzels. I don't really eat them anymore because once I really looked at the ingredients on the back of that package, I was blown away. I didn't know you could do that to pretzels. I thought it was, pretzels are pretzels, but those ingredients mile long on the back of Dots Pretzels. But Stellar Brands, great idea. Just today, we'll make a great tasting pretzel twist, but we'll actually use good ingredients. So if you do like Dots Pretzels, but you can't handle the ingredients, you're looking for a better option, you can't do better than Stellar Pretzels.
My wife is completely addicted to those, and I love them too. But man, they're so good. We're always getting them. So great choice, Sam. For the second, this is something most people probably wouldn't even expect, but my wife and I found these at Kimberton Whole Foods, and we're addicted to them. But they're organic saltine crackers, and I'm only pulling this out because who didn't love a saltine when you were a kid? But man, they're kind of junk, right? The ingredients are terrible. These are great ingredients. Organic olive oil, whole wheat flour, everything else. They taste legitimately just like the saltines when you were a kid. You've got to try these. The company is called Susie's Organic Saltine Crackers. I don't know anyone there. I don't have any affiliation with that brand, but you guys need to check them out. They're amazing.
All right, so that is the start of round two. I'm going to go with my round two pick. I'm going to have to try those out, Jason. I have yet to, I didn't even know they had those at Kimberton Whole Foods, but I think they just gained a customer as a result of your endorsement there. Next up on my list, Daily Crunch. And what I love about these guys is they were ahead of the seed oil free movement. I remember, I think I tried them about 3 or 4 years ago. Had never heard of them. I was in the Chicago airport. Can't even remember why I was at the Chicago airport in O'Hare. And it's really, I'm sure everybody knows that, that travels, that watches this, hard to eat healthy when you're in an airport. But I looked at the back of the packaging at one of the kiosks they had there at O'Hare, and I discovered Daily Crunch, and I have been a fan ever since. The fact that they are seed oil free is just amazing. All good ingredients, and they taste great. All almond snacks with clean ingredients, and the taste is there, never disappoints.
No, it's a great choice. I do love that brand too. This one's a smaller brand out of Canada, and I came across these. I love spice, and I gotta tell you, these are super dangerous. The brand is called Hard Bite. They're potato
ghost
chips.
pepper there.
Yeah, with ghost. I mean, they have some really unique flavors. They have like a black truffle oil one too. This one, though, man, this hits. I mean, you got to be able to handle your spice, but these avocado oils and seed oils, highly recommend checking these guys out. They're delicious.
Got it. All right. I have to keep reaching down because my little side table's missing today. But this is Jason. Jason deserves all the credit on this one. Jason turned me on to these guys, but I'm going to steal his pick here. Going with Sunny Crackers. And, there's a lot of better for you cracker brands out there that I would endorse, such as, Chetty's is a good one. Simple Mills, a lot of their SKUs. But when it came to ingredients and crackers, Sunny took it to the next level. Seed oil free, only the finest ingredients. If you're looking for the best, better for you cracker out there, you're not going to find a product in terms of crackers with better ingredients than Sunny. It cannot be done. And it's interesting. Jason turned us on to Sunny. And they are a client. They work with brand ambassador consultants, but I would eat them independently. But we did a training with our brand ambassadors, and one of the questions that always gets asked by our brand ambassadors, because they get asked of it all the time when they do their demos, they ask this question during training sessions with founders that we arrange with them, and that is it Bobby approved? Is it Bobby from Flav City approved? And Katie Tucker, your friend and our friend, co-founder of Sunny, she goes, I can do you one better. Not only is it Bobby approved, it is Bobby invested. Bobby is an investor in Sunny. I can understand why, but just if you're looking for a good comparison, it is the Malk of crackers.
Yeah.
I think Malk should be legally sold in every single grocery store out there. I just think they're doing a public service for everybody. There's a lot of people that cannot handle dairy. And, Malk is one of the few, plant-based milks that actually is not bad. Like it has incredible ingredients. And Sunny is based, like I said, is the Malk of crackers. So, shout out to Jason for introducing me to Sunny, both from a brand perspective and a product perspective.
Yeah, I've met the founders at Expo West, and I tried the crackers, and I was like, these are amazing. And I kept following up with them, but they also do a healthier option for like a snackable. So Sunny's on fire. I definitely recommend everyone looking at that brand. The crackers alone worth the investment. They just got into Whole Foods globally. Go check them out. They're amazing, and Katie Tucker's incredible. I do love Mush. Okay. I think I've talked about these guys before. I have never worked with them directly. I would love to work with you, Mush. I think demos on these would be great. Love the ingredients, real simple list, 15 grams of protein. I love the texture and taste. It's not overly sweet, and it's really nice in the midday when I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat a meal yet, or I don't want to invest the time in a meal. I can grab something really quick. Highly recommend these. These are sold in refrigerated, near perfect bars, so they are a competitor. I truly believe this is a great product, Mush. So good job.
So strong endorsement from Mr. Perfect Bar on a Mush. So Mush, if you're out there and you're watching or you're listening to the recording of this, get in touch with Jason Smith of Velocity Goats. He's open for business. So that's a good pick there. My last pick of the fourth round before we go into the fifth round. Love these guys. I'm not a big tortilla chip guy in this day and age. I used to eat a lot of tortilla chips, but Masa, if you're wondering, is Masa worth $13.99? Is it worth $14.99? From my perspective, yes. I taste the value with Masa. There you see, I'm not sure if you can see it, no seed oil, just the cleanest ingredients that I have found with a tortilla chip. Siete was the leader in that category for a long time. There are rumors, and when I say rumors, I see, the influencers doing videos on Instagram and YouTube talking about how Siete is already, some of their ingredients have already been changed. Minor tweaks that are not favorable within the better for you influencer community. So not a good sign there. But if you're looking for the forerunner, the forebearer, to take the mantle and take the baton from Siete, it is Masa chips. It's worth every penny.
I haven't tried them yet, Sam. So when I come over, you're gonna have to hook me up, and I will bring these saltines with me.
I will not open that bag until you get here, Jason. You'll have them tonight.
Deal. All right. Last but not least, I want to bring this to these are my new addiction, my wife's new addiction. We crush like a whole container a day. Fortune Favors pecans. Oh my gosh, the classic. I might have done a demo for these guys yesterday and sold over 40 cans at a store on a Tuesday. I like it without coupons at $9 a container. Like, they are so good. They just have the best crunch and taste. Like, it's just and so much less sugar than like your regular candied pecans. My favorite though, I mean, if you guys see these in retail, Whole Foods has an exclusive with these guys. They have a spark flavor. Oh, wow. It's got that perfect balance of sweet and heat. Definitely check it out. It's so good. But the classic is every day, like, so good.
I've been buying them at Kimberton, and I'm gonna have to try that Whole Foods exclusive one that you mentioned. My last pick, the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, because Jason took one of my picks. I got to slot them in, and I'm going with Wisps. I just, a big cheese guy. These are keto, good ingredients, and a decent source of protein. 13 grams per serving in this packet here. So I've been buying them at Grocery Outlet. I bought a ton of them. Also, they're gluten-free. And it's interesting that they're at Grocery Outlet. When brands are there, sometimes not always a good indication, but Wisp, I believe, is doing well. They had some troubles last year, I believe. And then Wisp sold assets that, the branding, the IP, the recipe, sold it to the farmer companies. Very grateful for the farmer companies to keep the Wisp brand alive. They've brought Wisp back, and I think you'll see their points of distribution increase over the course of the next 6 to 8 months. So excited that we still have Wisps on the market and looking forward to seeing them with increased distribution. But wherever I find them still, I go out and get them. Just one of the best snacks you can find.
Great call. Great. Tough to beat your team, man. Tough to beat it, but tough to beat your team, Sam. But I'm okay with that.
We'll see. We're going to put it to a vote. So check out our LinkedIn feeds in the next day or two, and you'll have an opportunity to vote whether or not Jason and I have the better team. Before we go, one thing I want to discuss, because we're talking about it during the pre-show, and actually we have a comment here. I'm just realizing it. Let's see here. From a LinkedIn user. All right, we got Sonny a customer. So anonymous LinkedIn user is going to give Sonny a try based on our recommendation. But because we have a little bit of time here, not too much time, but we were talking about it right before the show casually. The term pixie dusting and what it has done to our industry. The better for you movement, how it's hurt the better for you movement. So, Jason, I just want to see if you could kind of pick up on that theme a little bit and share some of the insights we were talking about before the show.
Yeah, not to call out any specific brands on this, but a brand that I worked for, I remember asking. We had Functional Ingredients. It was a beverage brand that I worked for years ago. I remember being in the production. I was at the headquarters, and I was in the production with one of the the head guys there. And I was like, so, what is the amount of this, this ingredient, let's call it. So it was a mushroom extract. I was like, what is the actual amount in each beverage that you're purchasing? So it was labeled, it was sold as, basically a beverage with benefits. And the mushroom extract was a lion's mane extract. And I was like, so how much is it? He says, probably on average about 18 milligrams. And I thought to myself, wow. I take one pill that's 500 milligrams of lion's mane. So I would have to drink how many of these to equal 500? And the math was pretty phenomenal when I did it. So, it's it's definitely something we need to call out because, you know, if you're going to label
Yes.
that you have ingredients in your product that are functional, they should be functional. And, you know, I've spoken to some brands more recently and I've asked them those same questions because to me, you know, as even just as a consumer, I don't want to buy a beverage says it has all these claims on it, that it has all these great things in it, and it'd be such a minuscule or pixie dust amount. One brand that I did speak with, and it's funny, I just have a can of it by me because it's a great product. Zenjoy. These guys actually, everything that's in it, they actually test it and they tell you exactly. So it's 200 milligrams L-theanine, 150 milligrams of ashwagandha. It's the KSM 66, which is the best kind of ashwagandha, and then 150 milligrams of lemon balm. I really appreciate that transparency. And that's why I would buy this product. I truly enjoy it. It does really make me feel better. These guys have some legs, man. I'll tell you what, Sips to Lips, get some demos going, guys. You're gonna see a lot of trial and awareness, but you're also gonna build a fan base with this product because you feel a difference when you drink it. So,
and they've gained a lot of new distribution recently too. So
yeah,
congrats to the Zenjoy guys, working really hard. They've been bootstrapping for the last couple of years. Good to see them with their recent growth. And you know, I'm going to go back to Malk because you know the term pixie dusting is becoming more popular in our industry to describe products that promote functional ingredients, but there's not enough ingredients for it to truly be functional. They just put a little bit of dash in it so they can promote it on the label. But Malk really has been the champion of going against that grain for multiple years now. Most almond milks, people don't realize, only have about 2 almonds in them. Like 2 to 4 almonds at best. I'm not kidding you. I thought that was an exaggeration. Then I talked to more people upon hearing that news, and I had people confirm that. Malk uses about a cup full of almonds in their almond milk. So, you know, shout out to Malk for doing things the right way. I know a lot of people out there, they're really down on plant-based milks because of the ingredients, but there are a lot of people out there that cannot handle dairy. And, you know, even if they don't want to necessarily have a glass of milk, maybe they want it for their coffee, maybe they need it for cooking purposes. There's a lot of recipes out there that call for it. So really, I see Malk as a company out there that's doing a public service because not everyone can handle dairy. And then, you know, a lot of people that look for alternative milks, their options are off just terrible. But we have a company like Malk out there. So, you know, shame on those companies out there for pixie dusting. And we want to shout out the companies that really go the extra mile to put the investment into their products and make a real strong product and make products the right way. Jason, anything to add here before we go? I think we covered a lot.
No, I think it's been great. I mean, kind of a shorter show today, but, you know, got a lot in there. So appreciate everyone tuning in who did. And, you know, thanks for supporting us on these 12 shows so far. It's been a lot of fun. You know, we're hoping to bring more energy and enthusiasm to some new shows. So if you guys ever have some ideas, want to post them in the comments or what you'd like us to cover, please don't be shy. You know, we're here for you. And just want to thank you again.
And we'll see everybody next week to get the best information, the most up-to-date information of when our shows are going to air. If you want to participate with the live stream, what I recommend doing is going to the Brand Ambassador Consultants YouTube channel at BA Consultants on YouTube and like, subscribe, and follow the Demo Guys. Follow Brand Ambassador Consultants, the YouTube channel. Anytime we schedule a live show, you'll get a notification. And anytime we actually go live, you'll get another notification as well. You want to make sure, in addition to liking and subscribing, that you do hit the bell, you hit that notification button, so you will get that notification. And before we go, I want to thank again Promo Mash, our sponsor. Thank you to Yuval for all the support. Had a really nice post that he did for us this past week. So really appreciative of that, Yuval. But for the Demo Guys, I am Sam Kaplan. He is Jason Smith. We'll see you behind the demo table.
Thanks, everybody.